That's Wayne Gardner. OK, to Eagle Farm now, and with the latest betting on the Queensland Derby, here is Kenny Callender.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ken. This is one of the big ones, the Queensland Derby, and I've got my cash on Mick Dittman. Let's look at the prices. Number 1, Air Seattle, 5 to 2 into 9 to 4 now. He's favourite, ridden by the Channel 9 boy, Shane Dye. Play or Pay, trained down at Berry on the New South Wales South Coast, is at 11 to 1. Pallet and Irish Rort are both at 5 to 1. Irish Rort's a solid stayer. Mick Dittman was forced to lead on him last week in the O'Shea Stakes. I think he'll take a sit just off the speed today. Licencioso is at 66 to 1. Square the Circle at 25 to 1. Bourbon Beat at 100 to 1. Regal Clipper at 33 to 1, Prince of Ipoh at 25 to 1, Full of Dreams at 50 to 1, Firebulg at 40, Dollars and Gold 33, Universal Law at 9, I'm Looking Good at 40 to 1, Slanchevar at 15 to 1, and the other filly, Royal Tiara, at 9 to 1, in from 10 to 1. They're just about all set, ready to go to Brisbane for the running of the 1993 Queensland Derby. Oops, hold on, we've got a couple more still to go in. I thought they were all in, they're not. There's a few out there behind the barrier. Irish Rort, the horse I've tipped, has got a good draw and should get a good position all the way, as I said. He's drawn about barrier 5. OK, they're all there now, about to go on the Derby. Here's Brisbane.
Starting signal given. Light is on. And they're off on the Derby. Fair start too. Air Seattle, I thought, might have been a shade slow about the crossover behind them and get on the fence in the early part of the race. Regal Clipper, Play or Pay, the first two out in front of Full of Dreams and Irish Rort, and Dollars and Golden Pallet out wide. Bourbon Beat about 6th and deep from Universal Law. Firebulg, Square the Circle. Air Seattle over on the fence ahead of about 5 going out of the straight there. Prince of Ipoh, Slanchevar, Licencioso, Royal Tiara, and I'm Looking Good at the tail of the field. Out of the straight they run at the 1800 metres mark, and Play or Pay's the leader. A length and a half to Pallet. Irish Rort over on the fence running 30. Should get the run of the race and a length the Regal Clipper 4th. Bourbon Beat is 3 deep and Full of Dreams on the rails a length away. Dollars and Gold. Square the Circle wants to throw the head about midfield, and Air Seattle's got a lovely run. Dye's done a big job on him. I'll tell you what he's done on Air Seattle. He deliberately missed the kick. He went over on the fence. He's gone up. He's running 8th on the rails over the back. Genius piece of horsemanship. A length further back, Universal Law, than Firebulg, Slanchevar, Prince of Ipoh, Royal Tiara, Licencioso, and last I'm Looking Good. Coming to the halfway mark of the 1200, Play or Pay, 1 to Irish Rort. 3 parts to Pallet, 3rd a length Full of Dreams, 4th inside Bourbon Beat, 1 to Regal Clipper. A length Square the Circle, covering a little bit of ground. Air Seattle on the rails, and in between horses came Dollars and Gold. A length and a half further back to Slanchevar, taking a shortcut on the inside. Then coming Universal Law, Firebulg a bit beat deep. Then Prince of Ipoh, followed by Royal Tiara, Licencioso, and last time Looking Good. 900 from the judge and the Derby. Play or Pay, the leader, a length to Pallet 2nd. Irish Rort 3rd, the rails, 1 to Bourbon Beat, 1 to Full of Dreams from Regal Clipper. Air Seattle next to the inside, closely followed then, going around the outside as they come to the 600, Square the Circle, Licencioso tracking up behind them, they're packing. Firebulg's going around the outside, followed by Universal Law. Further back, Royal Tiara shuffle back, and so too is Slanchevar as they come to the bend. 450 to go. Play or Pay first for home. Pallet the outside from Bourbon Beat. Square the Circle about to cut up the Irish Rort, looking for the run on the fence. Air Seattle can't get through from Dollars and Gold, and then Firebulg and Licencioso. Pallet in front, 300 out of the Derby. Play or Pay on the rails, and Irish Rort. Air Seattle's bursting out of the ruck now. Air Seattle coming after Pallet. Irish Rort the inside. Slanchevar and Full of Dreams. Air Seattle, Shane Dye's greatest ride. Air Seattle takes the lead. He wins the Derby. Air Seattle from Pallet. Third's a photo. Play or Pay or Irish Rort with Slanchevar. Behind those, Full of Dreams, Royal Tiara. I'm Looking Good, Dollars and Gold, Firebulg, Licencioso, Regal Clipper. Universal Law, Prince of Ipoh, Bourbon Beat, a last time, Square the Circle.
And Alan Thomas wasn't exaggerating. It was an absolute gem of a ride by Shane Dye on Air Seattle after getting over to the rails from his outside barrier. Foxed Mick Dittman, I've got to say, at the top of the straight. When Dittman went for the inside, he came outside the 2 leaders, Pallet and Play or Pay, and there he goes, driving Air Seattle to the lead. A great ride, Billy Idol, and Air Seattle has won for sure from Pallet. Close for 3rd between Play or Pay or Irish Rort, probably Play or Pay. Here's Maxie Walker.
Yes, good on you, Kenny. Later this afternoon, we'll be returning
for the Queensland Derby. The numbers 1, 3 and 2. Air Seattle, ridden by Shane Dye, $3.40 and $1.75. Pilati, $2 even. Play or Pay, $2.95. 3 AFL matches underway this afternoon. Let's see how things are progressing. St Kilda and Brisbane, no score there at this time. Fitzroy and Richmond, and it's Richmond 2 goals. 12 points to Fitzroy's 1 goal, and Geelong and Carlton playing at Cardinia Park, and Geelong racing away to an early lead, 4 goals, 1 to Carlton, just the 1 goal and 1 behind. In rugby union today,
there's a lot of scratchings in the first leg of the double at Flemington, but we've still got plenty of runners. Here's the early TAB prices. Durham Rivers and Marabou's Phantom are both scratched. 16 to 1 Persian Tattoo, 10 to 1 Pavash. Queen Echo is a scratching. 5 to 2 favourite Brig Bistro. Ritual Star as well in the market at 3 to 1. Sweet Truce is a scratching. Runaway Czar is at 16 to 1. My pick Typhoon Ben, he loves the mud. He's at 3 to 1. Hawks Peak at 12 to 1. Charged is a scratching. 50 Spirit Razor. No Mortal is scratched. Painted Dimension is scratched. 50 Bay of Favours. 30 Lord Sarond. Sertan is at 50 to 1. Lone Poet another scratching. And Flying Eclipse at 50 to 1. Bit hard to get my tongue around a few of those, Maxie.
Yes, and a good day for the mud runners out there too. Okay, weather, mate.
Bit flash, eh? I've got to be honest, Max, I borrowed this off one of my sons. Okay, let's look at these prices on the provincial plate. There's 12 runners and 8 scratchings. The top 2 are both out. Persian Tattoo is at 16 to 1. Pavash at 9 to 1. Queen Echo is a scratching. Brig Bistro at 3 to 1. Ritual Star at 7 to 2. It might get out a little bit. I reckon you'll get 4 to 1 at least before they jump. Sweet Truce is a scratching. Runaways are at 9s. Keeps coming in. Might get down to even 7s or even a little bit lower. Typhoon Ben 5 to 2 favourite now. Give him strength. Hawks Peak at 12 to 1. Charged is a scratching. Spirit Razor at 50 to 1. No Mortal and Painted Dimension are both out. Bay of Favours at 50 to 1. Lord Sarond at 33. Sertan at 60 to 1. And Lone Poet is a scratching. And Flying Eclipse at 60 to 1. They're about ready. Over to our caller at Flemington, John Russell.
Brig Bistro, Bay of Favours, and we welcome viewers to Channel 9 Wide World of Sports, taking the first leg of the double here in Victoria as Runaway Czar completes the line, and they're all set to go. Eugene Gorman, Provincial Plate, race 5 here at Flemington. On a slow track, there's the light. They're all ready, set, and away they go to a good start too. Typhoon Ben, one of the first to jump out with Lord Saron, and Hawks Peak jumped away smartly with Bay of Favours and Runaways Are. In behind them on the rails, Brig Bistro being followed by Spirit Razor. Going fast out deep is Pavash, followed by Ritual Star and Flying Eclipse. A length further back, dropping out second last Persian Tattoo, and last of all is Sertan along the back. 1,250 metres left to run now, and Flying Eclipse going fast as head of them off, and Flying Eclipse is the leader. About a length and a half in advance of Runaways Are over on the inside there of Pavash. 2 lengths further back as Typhoon Ben in company with Hawks Peak. A length away Ritual Star. A length and a half further back up on the outside Bay of Favours, followed then by Lord Saronda, then Spirit Razor, and back behind them Persian Tattoo. Second last Brig Bistro, and Sertan was last of all. Down the side 900 metres out, Flying Eclipse the leader. About a length in advance of Pavash. A length and a quarter further away on the box seat Runaways Are. Close behind them Hawks Peak. Then came Typhoon Ben. Ritual Star improving his position, and he was followed by Spirit Razor on the outside of Bay of Favours. A couple of lengths further back Lord Saron, Persian Tattoo. Brig Bistro is a long way back at that point. He's still second last, and Sertan is last of all as they straighten up. 500 metres to run. Flying Eclipse the leader. About a length and a quarter clear of Hawks Peak coming down the outside with a good runner. Runaways Are in behind them, and they're followed by Ritual Star. Typhoon Ben working his way into the picture, and a long way back still is Brig Bistro. It's starting to unwind a run as they come down with 300 to go. Hawks Peak is the leader down the outside. Here comes Brig Bistro winding up. Ritual Star there and Typhoon Ben, but Hawks Peak's got a big break on them down past the 200. Is well out in front, about 3 lengths to Typhoon Ben, followed by Brig Bistro. But Hawks Peak's in no danger and will bolt in, and Hawks Peak is racing home to a comfortable victory. Hawks Peak is first, about 3 lengths to Brig Bistro. Typhoon Ben is third, then Ritual Star, followed by Persian Tattoo. Runaways Are, Lord Saron behind them, Pavash, Bay of Favour, Spirit Razor, and well back to Sertan, and last home is Flying Eclipse.
Coming up.
For Flemington race 5, the Eugene Gorman Provincial, 11, 6 and 10. The numbers: Hawks Peak, $11.60, $3 even. Brig Bristow, $1.60. Typhoon Ben, $1.60. Now the latest scores in the AFL. 3 games on today: St Kilda and Brisbane. St Kilda lead by 10 over Brisbane. Fitzroy and Richmond. And this one here, it's a close one. 8-point lead to Richmond over Fitzroy, and Geelong playing Carlton. And this one, Geelong leads 7-2 to the Blues, 4-1. Just 2 matches in the NBL.
And Ken, let's hope I can sort it out. A very tricky race. Number 1, Burrendar Boy is at 12-1. Hewler Grey at 10-1. Cloudlet is a scratching. Jackson River at 40-1. I'm going for Top Comedian. He'll get back a little bit early, but I hope the joke's on the others in the home straight. He'll rattle home. Yellow's Pride at 16-1, Malcolm Johnston. Pepper's Boy at 40, Bay Splendid 100, Knights Run 20, Bounce Again 66, Provocation at 4-1, Legal Agent 9-2, Hurricane 33. He's No Saint, well in commission, round about 9-1, a little bit of a tip on course. 33, Stolen River. All Our Mob is at 7-2, 3.5-1, getting out now almost to 4-1, and Cannonball Bill at 33-1. Swift and Dapper and London Gambler are both scratched. Back to you, Max.
Okay, Ken, Top Comedian, the one to watch. Now your television set is tuned to what?
It's going to be a mad scramble, Max, and it's a very, very tough race. You could probably have 6 picks and still not be any moral to find the winner. We just see a bit of subtle adjustment there with Provocation. Provocation is actually favoured on the tote now. I backed him at Hawkesbury last start and he got beaten. I'd probably be yelling out a bit loud if he comes out and wins at Randwick. But he's a smart sprinter on his day, and just seems that girth might be a little bit loose, and one of the attendants there tightening it up a little bit for jockey Chris Gwilliam. Okay, let's switch back to the betting board and have a look at the prices. Number 1, Burrendar Boy, and number 2, Hewler Grey are both at 11-1. Cloudlet is a scratching. Jackson River is at 50-1. Top Comedian, the horse we spoke of, Johnny Powell riding him today, is an 11-1 chance. Yellow's Pride, Malcolm Johnston, he's got some hope. He's at 16-1. Pepper's Boy, just a sprinkling of money for him, brings him into 33-1. He'll get back but rattle home. Bay Splendid, 100-1, no supporters. Knights Run's got a heap of speed, but so have several others in this race. Knights Run is at 20-1. Bounce Again is at 66-1, getting out now towards 80-1. Provocation, the horse you just saw, getting his girth strap tightened, is into $4.30, which is closer to 3.25-1, 13-4. Legal Agent is a 9-2 chance, almost out to 5-1. Hurricane is at 33-1. He's No Saint, is holding his place in the market well at 9-1. Stolen River is at 33-1, out to 40-1. All Our Mob is a 4-1 chance, well in commission. Cannonball Bill is at 33s, out to 40s, and Swift and Dapper and London Gambler are both scratched. Okay, there's Legal Agent there, the chestnut horse, and that's his jockey, Adrian Robinson, in the black and white with the green sleeves and the green cap, standing on the ground there. Legal Agent should settle just off the speed, I think, with all the pace in this race, and rattle to the line at the finish, hopefully, for his supporters. That was him going into the barrier. There's Bay Splendid. Bay Splendid, TAB number 8, is a 100-1 chance, and there's All Our Mob in the pink and white, TAB number 16. Going up behind him is number 10, Bounce Again, another roughie. I wouldn't think Bounce Again would be able to beat these. All Our Mob now, we're just waiting on him. He's the one you can see there with white, with a pink sash and a pink cap. In goes All Our Mob. They're about ready. The starter's coming down towards his stand, and time to cross to our caller, Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks, Ken. They're all in and set to run now. Very strong wind blowing here today at Randwick. Incredibly strong in the first part of this race. A tailwind in the home straight. And the June Stakes field is set. Big field of 16, a very open race, as Ken told you. Starters on the platform, they're ready. Racing in the McWilliams Wines June Stakes, and an even start too. One of the best away in the set at Jackson River with Bounce Again, Burrendar Boy. Showing plenty of early speed, Knights Run, and also going fast in the early part. He's No Satan, driving through All Our Mob with plenty of toe. Followed on the inside by Yellow's Pride, endeavouring to keep those wider with some pace. Followed by Hurricane, then came Provocation on the rail. Well back, Hewler Grey, followed by Bay Splendid, getting badly checked there. Knights Run easing off heels. Back to the inside, Bepp's Boy at the rear with Cannonball Bill. Stolen River caught very wide, the rider having to ease as they come to the home turn, and ahead of it, Legal Agent at the 450, and the leader on the inside now. Burrendar Boy by a half length to Bounce Again the outside. Then All Our Mob and down the outside. Hurricane making ground. He's No Saint Jackson River, but it's still Burrendar Boy at the 200. From Bounce Again, Provocation driving up on the inside. Deep on the track, Cannonball Bill starting to put in powerful strides with Legal Agent. Many chances. All Our Mob hit the front, trying hard to pick it up late. Top Comedian and Legal Agent. Top Comedian going home better than All Our Mob, and Top Comedian's won. Top Comedian 3/4, All Our Mob, and ahead Legal Agent third. Cannonball Bill's run a great race at big odds for fourth, followed by Beppis Boy. Provocation couldn't come on. Burrendar Boy got tired from Stolen River. He's No Saint Hurricane. Then Bay Splendid, followed by Bounce Again, who gave a ton of cheek from Jackson River. Knight's Run, Hewler Grey, and last of all was Yella's Pride.
Well, I'll enjoy calling this replay. Johnny Power Road, Top Comedian, an absolute treat. All Our Mob just getting to Burrendar Boy there. All Our Mob in the white and pink colours, and now Top Comedian in the white colours with the blinkers stretching out over the final 100 metres. I said he'd only come into the race late. That he did. He grabbed the prize, and on the win tote, he's going to pay $12 or just a little bit more, and $3.40 for a place. Second will be All Our Mob, TAB number 16, which will pay $2.40 a place, and third, number 12, Legal Agent, will pay $2.30. Second and third, there is a photo, but whichever way they finish, that will be their place dividend. No doubt, though, Maxie, about the winner. We had the last laugh, number 5, Top Comedian.
Yes, a good tip, that one, Ken. More money in the kick. Still to come on today's show.
5, 16 and 12 with the numbers. Top Comedian, $12.50 and $3.40. That's no joke. All of Our Mob, $2.40, and Legal Agent, $2.30. And with the good oil for our next big race, the Stradbroke from Eagle Farm, here's Kenny Callender. Kenny.
Thanks very much, Bear. Yes, one of Australia's premier sprints, the Group 1 Stradbroke Handicap. And let's have a look at the prices on this year's Stradbroke. And remember, these are Queensland TAB prices. Rough Habit, going for his third successive win in the race, is at 11-2. Kiwi Golfer at 14. 9-2 Deposition is favourite on the tote. 20 Excited Angel. 30 Pharaoh. 100 Majestic Boy. 40 Danjiki. 50-1 Victory Dias. 66 Cool Credit. 8 Unequalled. 20 Bucks Pride. 14 Meg's Ego. 50-5-0 Overpitch. 9 Blondin. 100 Minyama. 16 Ken Fair. 5-1 the Bart Cummings Train, never under charge. 80 Chortle. I've got a few bob on Skylock. I think he's got a great chance. He's at 30-1. Ensign Ewart at 30-1, and the 4 emergencies were not required. Back to you, Bear.
Okay, Ken, thank you very much. 3 AFL games on. Let's have a look at the progress scores. Half-time between St Kilda and Brisbane. St Kilda in front, 50-28. Fitzroy and Richmond. And this one's dead set even at half-time, 33 each. Geelong and Carlton, the third game. And this one has only 6 points in it, with Geelong 52, Carlton 46. That's it from the sports desk. Let's go back to that wimp, Ken.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. They're great, our girls, no doubt about it. Last week, the Red Clay Courts...
And that even there in the studios in Sydney, if he hits the lead, you'll nearly hear the cheers going up from the straight at Eagle Farm in Brisbane, because everybody in Queensland loves this New Zealander. An ugly duckling racehorse. He doesn't look like much, but he's got the right motor. And on the tote, he's just eased a fraction. He's still at 6-1. I reckon there's a lot of sentimental money on Rough Habit. Kiwi Golfer getting ready really, I think, for the Brisbane Cup on Monday. But of course, Connections would love to be able to win both races. Is at 16-1 on the tote. Deposition at 9-2. Excited Angel 25-1. Pharaoh at 30-1. Majestic Boy is at 100-1. Danjiki at 50-1. Victory Dias also at 50-1. Cool Credit No Hope is at 80-1. Unequalled, holding his place nicely at 9-1. Remember, he won the Doomben 10,000. The horse he beat, Bucks Pride, is out in the market at 25-1. Meg's Ego at 16-1. Overpitch, last week's winner, is not considered to have a great chance today from a bad barrier. It is at 40-1. Blondin at 8-1. He's well in the market, a lot to do with his jockey, a fellow called Earl Dittman. Minyama, no hope at all, 160-1. Ken Fair, Larry Cassidy at 14-1. I understand this horse normally leads, but I think they're going to try and hold him in behind today. Now here's the big mover, the Bart Cummings Train, never under charge. I gave it to you 5-1 earlier. It's into 7-2. Now he's not racing in Bart Cummings' normal colours. If you're looking for him, he races in grey and pink colours with a black cap, and he's drawn very deep. He's actually starting from barrier 18 in the field of 20, with only 2 horses outside him. That'll set him a bit of a task, or set his jockey, Stephen King, a bit of a task. Chortle is at 80 to 1. My tip, Skylock, at 33. Ensign Ewart at 25 to 1. The reserves never got a run. Here's our caller, Alan Thomas, for the running of the 1993 Stradbroke Handicap.
Racing. Good start, except for Rough Habit, who missed the kick, and he dropped to the tail of the field, and Victory Deus was the first out. Ensign Ewart began quickly there, the first two on settling. Chortle gets to third, but he's a little bit deep around Mignana. Unequal came out brilliantly, getting to fifth on the inside, being followed by Overpitch, and Depositions up with that leading division with Bucks Pride. Kiwi Golfer about ninth on the inside, then Ken Fair, Dan Jicky, never under charges, got over from his wide alley, the Pacer Cracker. Then Pharaoh, Skylock, Majestic Boy, Rough Habit, Blonde and Megzigo, Excited Angel, tailed off Cool Credit. 800 out, Victory Deus, the leader ahead to Chortle, a length and a half, Ensign Ewart. They're closely being followed by Unequaled on the inside, then Minyama, there's Bucks Pride and Overpitches wide. They're closely being followed by Kiwi Golfer, Ken Fair, Deposition looking for the way out. Never under charges, gone up about eighth on the home turn, just behind those. Pharaoh's a long way back, and Rough Habits looking for ground with Blonde and then Excited Angel. Chortle led 400 out from Victory Deus, followed by Ensign Ewart. Overpitch coming on the outside, Dan Jika running home, Pharaoh can't get out. Here comes Never Under Charge. He's given full bore on the outside, 250 out, Chortle the leader, Never Under Charge. Stephen King gathered in the reins, the 3-year-old burst to the lead with 100 metres left to go. Are we looking at the next sprinting champion of Australia? Sure we are. Never Under Charge. Shades of Divide and Rule, won by 4 lengths to either Dan Jiki. Pharaoh's in a photo with Deposition, Rough Habit. Out wide, Blonde and Cool Credit, Excited Angel, Megzigo. Overpitch, Bucks Pride, Ensign Ewart, Skylock, Majestic Boy, Minyama. Unequals pulled up third last with the jockey anxiously looking down at the near side foreleg. And then Chortle, Majestic Boys pulled up quickly, passing the post. Victory Deus last of all.
Is that a bit of good stuff? Well, Bart Cummings has found another one, Never Under Charge, having only his 10th race start today, and that's his 7th win, and they think he'll run as far as 2,000 metres. Wow, he might be around at Cox Plate Day. Look at him go. Stephen King sets into the wire, and he wins handsomely. That's Dan Jicky in the orange and white colours. I think it's probably got second, but there's a wall of them there. We better leave it to the judge for second and third, because as we stop frame them there, there's still about 40 metres to go. For them, of course, Never Under Charge was over the line. I think we saw something special there, Kenny.
Well, Ken, you did tell us. You said that there was a bit of money around for him late in the day, so there you are, Never Under Charge, winning that. Wherever you are around Australia, we hope you're relaxing and enjoying this edition of Wide World of Sports. We'll have more in a moment.
Yep. 17, 7 and 5, Never Under Charge, 4.45 and 2.50. Dan Jiki, 11.15. Pharaoh, $9.45. And with the latest on the next Randwick race, which is race 7, the Maurice O'Shea Handicap. Here's Ken. It's Maurice, not Morris, Ken.
Thank you very much, Ian. The Maurice O'Shea Handicap. Number 1, Chimes M, is at 16 to 1. Number 2, Running John, at 8 to 1. I've got my faith in the favourite, Osmart, getting out a little bit to 2 to 1. Rodney Quinn, the rider. Manly Star, her main danger, is showing $3.80. That's 11 to 4. 12 to 1 with Tulta. 9 to 1 Well Chilled. 10 to 1 Sungent. 20 Africana. Tall and Dapper is out. 14 Ziffer. 60 Bolton Street. And Ian, I envy you being in that warm studio. It's very cold out here.
Ah, well, it's a little warmer here. Maybe the air conditioning needs adjusting. Let's have a look at the scores in the AFL. St Kilda and Brisbane. What's happening here? Saints in front, 10-2 to Brisbane's 4-4. Fitzroy and Richmond are also playing, and it's 7-point lead to Richmond, 7-5 to Fitzroy, 6-4. And Geelong and Carlton is the third match on today, and Geelong in front, 9-4 to Carlton, 7-4. More later, Ken.
Good on you, thank you, Ian, with the US Open Golf Championship due to tee off.
10 runners with 1 scratching, so a field of 10 to face the starter. Been a few moves in the betting, but Osmart is still a clear-cut favourite. There she is in the Cerise, just behind, that was Chimes M there. There's Osmart, TAB number 3. She looks a treat. She's got Cerise colours, Cerise blinkers, and she'll be ridden by Rodney Quinn, who's already won a race here at Randwick today, and that was Manly Star, just ahead of him in the brown and mauve colours. Chimes M is at 16 to 1. Number 2, Running John, a winner last week at Rose Hill. Longer distance today is 9 to 1. Osmart, as I said, is at 2 to 1. Getting getting out a little bit to 9 to 4 now, $3.20 on the tote. Manly Star is still at 11 to 4. We tilt her at 10 to 1. Nine's Well Chilled and Sun Gent. Africana is a 20 to 1 chance. Tall and Dapper was the scratching. Ziffer likely to lead early, is at 9 to 1 now. Young Delendo riding him for Gay Waterhouse, and Bolton Street is a roughie at 66 to 1. Well, they're all over behind the machine, just waiting for one more there to go in. It's TAB number 1, Chime Zam. Chime Zam, the horse I said Chime Zam earlier was Bolton Street. I was getting confused. That's Chime Zam now in the blue and apricot colours. Okay, they're all in. The starters coming round, and we stand, and we'll be just about ready to go for the Maurice O'Shea Stakes, as Ian Maurice told me. And our caller, of course, with John Tapaway, is Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks, Ken. Almost set. Starter on the platform. They're ready. Stand by and attended with one inside. Might be Sun Gent. He's holding them. Racing now. Sun Gent missed the jump, also slowly away Osmart, and Africana bounced out from the inside, but Ziffer's taking it on for the front, and Manly Star's keen to find the lead today, and these two horses take off and get clear now from Bolton Street third, then Africana, Wheat Ultra and Running John, 2 lengths to Well Chilled. Then comes the grey Sun Gent, followed by Osmart, and last of all is Chime Zam, some 10 lengths off the lead. At the 1200, and Manly Star takes up his favourite role as pacemaker now, a length on Ziffer. A neck away third on the outside, Bolton Street, and 2.5 to the South Australian Wheat Ultra. Followed on the inside by Africana, and then Running John, who settled nicely. Sun Jet, it's inside. Followed well back by Well Chilled. Second last in a packing field was Chime Zam and Osmart at the rear. Over the crossing at the 900, and Manly Stars bowling along into that strong headwind now by a length. Second on the outside, Bolton Street, a half Ziffer third. Then Wheat Ultra taking closer order 3 wide, followed by Well Chilled moving into the race. On the inside was Ziffer, followed by Sun Jet, and then ahead of it Africana, followed by Running John. Well back up to the turn, Chime Zam, and Osmart is last with 450 metres to go. Manly Star quickens up on the turn. He's a half in front. Wheat Ultra on the outside's moved up strongly and hit the lead now, Wheat Ultra. Down the outside, Well Chilled and Africana go after it, but Manly Star fights back. It's Manly Star and Wheat Ultra who's dying on his run, and again Manly Star got a length in front. Here's Osmart from last starting to charge down the outside with Chime Zam. Manly Star's tied, and Osmart is claiming him quickly on the outside. Osmart after Manly Star. Osmart put its head in front, comes from last and wins. Osmart a half length, Manly Star. Third, Well Chilled, followed by Wheat Ultra. Then Chime Zam, followed by Africana, Sun Gent, Bolton Street. Running John couldn't go on, and Ziffer was last.
Well, she gives you a heart attack, but she usually arrives in time, and she's in sparkling form, Osmart. Manly Star did look home when he dropped Wheat Ultra. Dima did nothing wrong on him, but look at Osmart. Oh, she just rockets to the line now. John Hawkes has got the clues to her, and look at her go. Osmart steams home. TAB number 3. She's going to pay $3.30 a win and $1.60 a place. Manly Star second. TAB number 4 is going to pay $1.70 a place, and third is number 6, Well Chilled, which will pay $2.30 a place. And that was the story of the second leg of the Daily Double here at Randwick. Here's Maxie.
Here's Ken. All you've got to be in front at the post, you little beauty. We'll be giving you a chance at that $5,000 Memorable Moments prize too, plus reviewing Shane Warne's amazing Ashes impact.
The boys are feeling hot tonight. Fingers crossed they get it right. Women to the left, women to the right. The boys are feeling hot tonight.
With the market.
Thanks very much, Ken. Yes, let's look at the prices. There's about 2 minutes to post time. Number 1, Laconian, has firmed a little bit on the tote into 8 to 1. Laser Beam, the flying Laser Beam, sure to be near the lead for most of the way. Peter Hutchinson, the rider. Laser Beam, a last start winner at Moonee Valley, is at 3 to 1. The 1100 metres will suit him. Blushing Bijou is at 20 to 1. River of Destiny, a roughie at 50 to 1. Aquatic Gleam, a scratching. A lot of scratchings at Flemington because of the wet track. Currently, I've tipped currently. She's a pretty smart filly, up in class a little bit today, but drawn out in the centre of the track and should run out the distance quite nicely. Michael Clark, the jockey, currently at 9-2. Northern Time at 66-1. Arc Raj at 8-1. Spicy Opal is at 9-1. Jeanette Scratch definitely doesn't like the wet and was given a holiday today. Master Luke is at 14-1. Disputed Pearl is at 25-1. Celerator at 33-1. Therese Payne, the rider. Claire's Girl at 14-1. Bold Remesis at 66-1. Blackbeard at 7-1. Star Sam at 60-1. And one of the roughies, Rising Culture, at 100-1. Well, there we go. They're just starting to file in for this race. This is run down the straight at Flemington. The straight course there is 1,200 metres. We've got nothing like that, of course, in Sydney. This race being over 1,100 metres, they start 100 metres down the straight. Not so bad at arithmetic after all, am I? Okay, if you're looking for Laser Beam in the race, and as I said, Laser Beam, a gelding by Rory's Jester's got a lot of speed. He races in the Sangster colours of green, royal blue sleeves, white cap with a green spots, and the horse I tipped currently races in white with royal blue hoop sleeves.